Hey Dominic, hey Nicole. Thank you guys for tagging me in this, and I'll be more than happy to answer the question. I'm going to try my best to answer it as the question is posed, and also to address some of the concerns of the original person that you were responding to who had a connection with purgatory spirits. So I'm going to try and do both of those in this video if I can. Now, if you haven't already seen Nicole's video, definitely check out Nicole's video. It's really, really good. I reposted it and I agree with it 1000%, right? So Espiritismo at its core is Spiritism, and Spiritism at its core is a philosophy. It is not a religion. However, because this philosophy is so open to interpretation and can be utilized in such a way that you can make it as religious as you want to make it, right? So, short answer is that it is open. Long answer is that when Spiritism does get to the diaspora, right, when Espiritismo really starts to flourish, not just that it came to the islands, it got to the upper middle class, and it was an intellectual movement. No, no, no. When it got into the mountains and we start seeing the Jibaros, work with it, we start to see the collaborations and the intersectionalities with the ATRs and some of the other practices. Now we start to see more local traditions, more regional traditions of Espiritismo, even more familial traditions of Espiritismo. And when we start to see that, that's when the option for people who, have these little regional traditions, the option for them to say, you know what? Not everyone can do what we're doing, and I want to be more selective with the people and with the mediums whom I train and whom I want in my circle, right? And that is completely valid. So that long answer essentially is yes, it is open, but if you're looking for a spiritismo that has a specific flavor that you like, or that someone is teaching a variation of a spiritismo that seems a little bit more occult or more esoteric, you may have to go through a teacher or a mentor, or at the very most some type of baptism slash initiation, which is really not an initiation, it's more like a coronation. But anyway, I digress. My point is, once it started to spread, and now that we see Espiritismo freaking all over the world, the opportunity for people to make it as religious as they want to and to make it as closed as they want to is still a valid option, okay? Although at its essence, it is open. And you can always find a spiritist community. You can always find a community who hosts misas that are open to the public. Absolutely. Now, when it comes to the question that the original commenter had, which I believe had to do with purgatory spirits and, the interaction and relationship with purgatory spirits, and if there's a way to still connect with them. Now, in Espiritismo, we see all spirits on a path of progression, and that their purpose, their mission is to progress, right? And so when we see a spirit who is stagnant, or when we see a spirit who is suffering, or when we see a spirit in a state of purgatory, limbo, when we see spirits like the anima sola or the intranquils, etc., our initial response is to elevate that spirit and to give that spirit the opportunity to pull themselves out of that state and continue on to their journey of progression. However, there are spirits that are in these states that either actively choose to stay in that state for whatever reason, or are actively refusing to progress for whatever reason. And again, these reasons can be infinite. And as an espiritista, that's up to you as to whether or not you want to work with those spirits in that specific state, right? Because that's a whole nother level of working with energies and with the dead. When we're working with spirits that are not elevated, that are not working towards their progression, we handle that a little bit differently than we would with spirits that are elevated or who are working on their progression. So essentially, long answer to that is yes, we can work with purgatory spirits. However, that type of energy still needs some instruction on how to work with them, because they are a denser type of energy, a heavier type of energy, and a much more influential type of energy within your day-to-day life. And so it's important that you get the right training to have boundaries, to have discernment, and to have control of your spaces so that you can work with these energies in a safe way. But yeah, overall, the answer is we're open. If you're looking for something deeper than just the surface level of Espiritismo, which there is deeper, more esoteric knowledge around that is rooted a lot in esoteric Catholicism, Protestantism, Judaism, Western and Eastern philosophy, etc. If you're looking for those types of deeper elements, then you might want to seek a godparent or a mentor. Now, to kind of rewind just for a second, technically, there are no godparents in Espiritismo. There's no elders or anything like that in Espiritismo, because the whole purpose of Espiritismo is to say that we are all equal and that we all may be at different levels of spiritual development, but that does not make one better than the other. It simply makes it so that this person's lesson is this and that person's lesson is that. This person's gifts are this, that person's gifts are that, and everything is supposed to make sense for those people in their lifetime, and the interactions that they have with others within their community are meant to elevate and work with, not to be seen as competition, right? And so when you're looking at it from that perspective, you know, the idea of seeking an elder or a godparent or a mentor, just be mindful and careful of that. What you really want to look for is a maestra, a teacher. You just want a teacher, someone who can teach you the right things, but has no, formal possession over you. And there's no, like, you know what I'm saying? Unless you want that. Which I'm sure there are variations of Espiritismo that will have those types of communities in them. But again, use your discernment, use your judgment, get to know these teachers, these elders, spend time with them first, so that you can find the right match for you. The beautiful thing about Espiritismo as well, too, is that it's not like a cult or a situation where once you're in and there's no getting out. You can go from one Espiritismo community to the other Espiritismo community until you find the right energy for you. So good luck with that. Again, Dominic, thank you so much for tagging me in this. I love answering these types of questions. I really do. Nicole, great video. Love you so much. Can't wait to have both of you guys on my show next year. Okay, we need to hook up and have our little recording so we can do our thing for next year. But yeah, good luck to you. And if you need any help whatsoever, by all means, you can email me. You can reach out to Dominic. He has my contact information as well. And, the worst case scenario is that we point you in the right direction, right? If it's not us, if it's not me or Dominic or Nicole, then we can point you to the right person that might fit your needs, right? That's the whole goal, is to match you with the right people. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm Leilani. This is The Magical Solution, and this is how we grow.